The regional implication of the PKK's dissolution will be profound. First, since the Arab uprising, I think the new process that Turkey has started with the PKK is one of the most transformative development that is taking place in the Middle East now. And the Middle East right now has been ridden by the set of crises, conflicts, wars, devastations. And the political solution of the Kurdish issue is one of the only bright spots that we are seeing in the region that is taking place, and it is transformative. Transformative in the sense it is changing the character and the nature of the Kurdish issue in the region, because the Kurdish issue thus far has been discussed in a very conflictual manner. The Kurdish issue, the conflictual phase of the Kurdish issue inside Turkey, the potentially conflictual phase of the Kurdish issue in Syria. Right now, if the PKK's dissolution proceed and become successful, first and foremost, the idea that was very prevalent in many quarters that a Kurdish belt in the Middle East as a barrier between Turkey and the Middle East can be replaced by the Kurds as a bridge between Turkey and the Middle East. Therefore, this is quite a transformative. Secondly, we already see the impact of this when it comes to the Syrian Kurds. The Syrian-Kurdish negotiation between the Syrian Kurds and then the central administration has come across quite a positive development recently. And if this becomes successful, that means one of the major issues that could have undermined the transition in Syria could be better managed, in which the Kurds will be part and parcel of the new Syrian state with all its rights and liberties. And the Syrian state, therefore, at least when it comes to the Kurds, will be much more an inclusive state. Thirdly, that will change the idea of Turkey and its neighborhood, because when Turkey looks at its neighborhood, its immediate neighborhood in Iraq, in Syria, in Iran, the settled groups that was basically present on all these fronts are the Kurds. If the PKK dissolve itself, the nature of relation between Turkey and the regional Kurds could be transformed in a way. The idea of the Turkeys and the Kurds seem more of a partner and allies rather than through a more competitive or a more adversarial lenses. So therefore, that will change the Turkey's idea of its neighborhood and what the Kurds means in its neighborhood. So the Turkey is seeing the Kurds as a bridge to the rest of the Middle East rather than as a barrier. And the fourth one is the internal politics of the regional state will be affected by this in Iraq, in Syria, particularly, but potentially in Iran as well. But the internal politics in which the Kurdish issue was a very conflictual, was a crisis-producing issue, could be transformed in a way that will also help the internal politics of Syria and Iraq also being better managed.